URC quarterfinals are done, folks. We have our 4 semi-finalists. Let's wrap up the 4 games that were. And you guys can let us know your thoughts on who is winning the semis. We've got all home winners for this one. Blowouts in 3 of the games, although Cardiff, I think, gave a better account of themselves than maybe the scoreline would suggest. Munster were good in the first half, but the Bulls really just too strong, and Leinster were dominant pretty much the entire game. The first game, though, Cardiff and Connacht, we did a full match review of this one. It was definitely the best of the quarterfinals in terms of the competitiveness. And we said prior to the knockout stages that if Connacht made it, no matter what position they finished, you wouldn't want to draw Connacht because they were kind of the form team of the teams who were going to be traveling. They were on such a great winning run, and I think that proved to be pretty true. Like, they went away to the top seed and gave them a decent run for their money. They scored first. Glasgow replied. We were 7 points apiece at halftime. It was a proper arm wrestle match. Glasgow, though, in the second half scored the first 2. Was it Mackay and Stain? So they were able to keep Connacht just kind of at arm's length for the majority of the second half. Connacht, though, kept fighting. They would throw the kitchen sink in it. They would get a try, and then Glasgow would push it back out. So that's kind of how it finished in terms of the final scoreline as well. I think the key for this game, if you're looking at difference makers between the sides, the turnovers one was 7-2, with Rory Judge getting a couple of those for Glasgow and dominant tackles from him as well. So a big defensive shift. But yeah, that was a good game. That was a really, really good game. Second one was the Bulls and Munster. I've watched this one on replay much after the fact, so I kind of knew the scoreline going into it, but I wasn't sure how it played out. Like I said, Munster were okay. Like, they were in at 17-14. And then all the scoring just goes the Bulls' way. Ambrose Papia had quite a game. He opened the scoring for them after the Bulls had kind of blown an early one. And to be fair, I know it's 45-14, which is a pretty emphatic scoreline, but the Bulls probably should have had a few more scores in this game. I feel like the Bulls left quite a few points out there. Curtly Aronson got one from kick return. Munster got a close range one. Much needed reply after they were 14-0 down to make it 14-7. The Bulls opted for a penalty, which was kind of, I guess it's knockout footy. You know, show a bit of a sign of respect to your opposition. So they made it 17 points, but then Munster got a try in reply. So 17-14 is proper game on when Nankivell got that try. But the Bulls' reply was perfect. Line-out moves, they are just so good. Krobbelar got one. Hanekom got a really sweet one. So 31-14 at halftime. That's kind of already a long way back. And then the Bulls, like Papia, length of the ball, a length of the field try, turnover ball. That one was very sweet. He's having quite a season as Ambrose Papia. Jakob's got one. But like I said, they probably should have had more. The line breaks was 12-3. 12-3. Defenders beaten 36-26. Turnovers conceded count is a little bit too high for both sides, but yeah, pretty emphatic for the Bulls. They had a very, very good run of it. Ambrose Papia, I mentioned him. 2 tries, 2 line breaks, 101 metres. Yeah, good player. Very, very good player. Stormers and Cardiff also blows out, 44-21. But I feel like Cardiff were, what was the game? 26-21 for a while. That's also decently game on. And Cardiff scored first in both halves, which was encouraging. I've gone back and watched this one as well. Cam Winnett got the first one, but the Stormers scrum was giving Cardiff issues all game long. They were conceding penalties, copping cards. Yeah, that was a very tough one for the Cardiff guys. Mkunu's try from a line-up play was also really, really nice. Definitely worthy of going back to have a look at if you haven't seen it. And they scored again before halftime when Cardiff got a yellow card. So 21-7 at halftime is comfortable, but by no means game over, especially when you consider the fact that Cardiff scored first in the second. Sasha got one in reply when Cardiff were trying to cross-kick, punished them kind of, I don't want to say against the run of play, but good turning defense into attack. But then he got injured. So I hope he's all right in terms of the Stormers season and obviously Springboks duties. I haven't seen any updates on his potential injury. It didn't look horrendous, but sometimes the innocuous ones can be bad, and sometimes the ones that look bad can be not that bad. So fingers crossed he's all right. Both of them got a maul try for Cardiff, so they were not going away. But yeah, that was the end of the scoring for Cardiff. Javin Sebastian got a yellow. The Stormers maul went to town, 31-21, and then finally the Stormers just kind of blow the score out a bit. So the deserved winners, the Stormers, pretty easily. I mean, the stats, 60% possession and territory, defenders beaten 29-14. So they were having quite a game. The Stormers, Willemse, 6 defenders beaten, 103 metres. De Villiers had a heap of tackles and heap of turnovers won. So, as I said, deserved winners. But Cardiff, I think, given that they were not fancied at all, maybe gave it a better crack than what they were given credit for. And then the last one, Leinster and the Lions, we did a full match review of that one as well. Just the kickoff times for the first one and the last one were a little bit more New Zealand time friendly. But yeah, this one was lopsided from start to finish, really. Like, we've seen the Lions play some electric, sexy attacking rugby this URC season, but I don't know that we really saw any of that in this game, unfortunately, for a Lions point of view. For Leinster, it's obviously bounced back from the Champions Cup final defeat, and they just did it in the canter, really. The biggest story, maybe, is the fact that James Lowe was able to break the record for tries scored by a Leinster player. And he got 2 of them. He scored the last 2 tries for Leinster. It looked like everyone else was going to score a try. Like Jimmy O'Brien scored. A bunch of the other guys were scoring. You thought Keenan scored. James Lowe's not going to get in there. He finally got in there. Rico had a decent enough game. He set up a try. Sam Prendergast was just ripping the ball. He was set up 3 tries. He was, like, I know he cops a lot of flack, but that's why he gets selected for the games he does, because when it clicks, man, he looks really, really good. He scored a try of his own as well. Intercept. Oh, Sam Prendergast put the hammer down. But yeah, James Lowe. Honestly, I feel like an old man, because it doesn't seem like that long ago that I was standing at a club rugby match here in Auckland with my dad, and James Lowe was standing 10 metres to my right. He was in a moon boot because he'd been injured for the Chiefs, but he was watching one of his mates, I think, play for one of these club teams here in Auckland. That doesn't seem like that long ago. And now he is Leinster's top all-time try scorer. That is crazy. But yeah, 21-5 at halftime. Fun fact, got a couple of tries for the Lions. But yeah, 60+% possession and territory, 9 line breaks to 2. Leinster very, very comfortable. So Leinster and Glasgow will be at home. The South African teams will be on the road for their semi-finals. Glasgow will take on the Bulls. Leinster will take on the Stormers. So it's the top 4. They look like really cracking games. It's just the travel factor for the South African teams. How will they go? Nobody write them off, because, man, knockout footy, anything can happen. But you guys let us know your thoughts. Connacht and Glasgow, surely the game around for you? Or was there something else? You guys take care. Subscribe if you are enjoying some URC chat. I'm enjoying bringing it to you. You guys take care, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.